Black man is kicked out with punch by car dealership manager. What he does next will shock you. The bright afternoon sun blazed over Birmingham as Marcus Green, a modest yet successful entrepreneur, parked his 10-year-old sedan in the lot of one of the city's most upscale car dealerships. Marcus had spent years building his small business from the ground up, and now he was ready to reward himself with a brand new luxury vehicle, something he had dreamed of since he was a boy. But what began as a day of celebration would soon take a dark turn, sparking a series of events that no one could have foreseen. Marcus walked into the dealership, his well-tailored suit radiating professionalism. Despite his reserved demeanor, he carried an air of quiet confidence. He strolled through the pristine showroom, admiring the sleek vehicles on display. The smell of polished leather and new cars filled the air as sales associates darted around, catering to customers. After a few minutes, Marcus approached the reception desk. "Good afternoon," he greeted warmly. "I'm here to look at the new models. Could you direct me to a sales associate?" The young receptionist gave him a once-over, her smile faltering slightly. "One moment, sir," she replied, reaching for the phone. Moments later, a man in his late 40s with a sharp suit and a forced smile emerged from an office. His name tag read, Kevin Miller, Manager. Kevin extended his hand reluctantly. "I'm Kevin. What can I help you with today?" His tone lacked the enthusiasm he had shown moments ago while chatting with another customer. Marcus remained polite, unaware of Kevin's preconceived biases. "I've been researching luxury sedans and I'm interested in the new Elite S-Class. I'd like to take a closer look." Kevin's smile tightened. "The Elite S-Class starts at $80,000, he said bluntly. "We usually cater to a certain clientele." The words hung in the air, charged with unspoken prejudice. Marcus raised an eyebrow, his patience tested, but his composure intact. "I'm aware of the price. I'd still like to see the car." Kevin hesitated before leading Marcus to the back of the showroom. As they reached the car, Marcus asked a series of detailed questions, demonstrating his knowledge and genuine interest. But Kevin's answers were curt, his body language dismissive. When Marcus inquired about a test drive, Kevin's demeanor shifted entirely. "Let's be real here," he said, crossing his arms. "Are you even serious about buying this car? We don't hand out test drives to just anyone." Marcus's jaw tightened. "I wouldn't waste my time, or yours, if I wasn't serious." Kevin sneered. "Look, I've dealt with enough people like you coming in here, pretending to shop when you can't afford anything. How about you stop wasting my time and leave?" Stunned, Marcus took a step back. "Excuse me? People like me? What exactly do you mean by that?" Kevin leaned closer, his voice low but venomous. "You know exactly what I mean." Before Marcus could respond, Kevin shoved him toward the door. The force caused Marcus to stumble, and as he tried to steady himself, Kevin threw a punch, landing a blow to Marcus's shoulder. Gasps echoed through the showroom as other customers and employees turned to watch. "Get out!" Kevin barked, pointing to the exit. "And don't come back!" Marcus stood frozen for a moment, his heart pounding. But instead of retaliating, he straightened his suit, adjusted his tie, and walked out with his dignity intact. He wasn't going to let Kevin's actions define him, but he also wasn't going to let them go unanswered. That night, Marcus sat at his kitchen table, replaying the encounter in his mind. His initial anger had subsided, replaced by determination. He began drafting an email, detailing the incident in vivid detail. He sent it to several local news outlets, his lawyer, and the car manufacturer's corporate headquarters. Within days, the story went viral. Headlines like, "Luxury dealership manager accused of assault and racism" dominated social media. Marcus's calm and articulate interview with a local news station further amplified his side of the story. "This isn't just about me," he explained. "It's about the systemic biases that people like Kevin perpetuate. It's time we hold them accountable." The backlash against the dealership was swift and severe. Protesters gathered outside, holding signs that read, "Justice for Marcus" and "End Racism Now." The manufacturer issued a public statement condemning Kevin's actions and promising a thorough investigation. Meanwhile, Marcus's lawyer filed a lawsuit against both Kevin and the dealership, citing assault, discrimination, and emotional distress. The case drew national attention, with civil rights organizations rallying behind Marcus. As the legal battle unfolded, Marcus focused on turning the negative experience into a positive force for change. He partnered with local activists to launch an initiative aimed at combating discrimination in customer service industries. The program, called Equal Service for All, offered training sessions for businesses on how to recognize and eliminate bias. Months later, the lawsuit reached a settlement. The dealership agreed to a substantial payout, which Marcus used to fund his initiative. Kevin, on the other hand, was terminated and faced widespread condemnation. But Marcus wasn't done. With his newfound platform, he continued to advocate for equality and justice. He spoke at conferences, wrote op-eds, and even met with lawmakers to discuss policies aimed at preventing discrimination. 1 year after the incident, Marcus returned to the dealership, not as a customer, but as a keynote speaker for a mandatory training session on diversity and inclusion. Standing at the podium, he addressed the staff, including the new manager who had replaced Kevin. "I'm not here to relive the past," he began. "I'm here to ensure it doesn't happen again. Discrimination doesn't just hurt individuals, it hurts communities, businesses, and society as a whole. We all have a responsibility to do better." The room erupted in applause as Marcus concluded his speech. For him, the journey had come full circle. What began as a humiliating and painful experience had transformed into a movement that challenged prejudice and inspired change. Marcus finally purchased his dream car from another dealership that welcomed him with open arms. As he drove off the lot, he smiled, knowing that the road ahead was not just for him, but for everyone fighting for equality and respect.